Very well. And 7 days ago, the Supreme Court made a very important ruling, one that could be a critical boost in the war against graft and looting of public resources with impunity. It was in petition number 21 of 2019, involving an appeal pitting Stanley Mombo Amuti against the Kenya Anti-Corruption Commission. Amuti was the finance manager at the National Water Conservation and Pipeline Corporation and had been taken to court by the Anti-Corruption Commission and ordered to surrender over 41 million shillings alleged to have been proceeds of corruption. He was unable to explain his source of wealth, and the Court of Appeal granted the anti-graft agency orders to take over his properties acquired over a short period of time. Amuti's attempt to save his property through the Supreme Court flopped, with the highest court in the land dismissing his appeal. In essence, the Supreme Court confirmed that anyone who owns property whose source he or she cannot account for is neither guaranteed of its ownership nor protection by the Constitution. And this, in my opinion, is a profound verdict. There is nothing wrong in being asked to explain the source of your wealth. If you acquired it legally and procedurally, surely that should not be difficult. Let us not delude ourselves. The greatest problem in Kenya is corruption. Poor roads are fruits of corruption. Lack of medical facilities and medicine is a result of looting of public resources. The number of jobless youths could have been slashed by far were it not for siphoning of public resources with impunity. Every year, when we lose lives to floods and drought, it is largely as a result of grabbing of waterways, diversion of resources meant to construct dams, and encroachment of catchment areas, which are all forms of corruption. And make no mistake, those who loot public resources do not live on another planet. They are our relatives, friends, workmates. We fellowship in the same churches and attend the same mosques. They are our tribesmen. How do you explain a situation where someone gets into public service, elective or appointive, and within a short time has accumulated properties worth millions, if not billions, of shillings, and cannot account for their source? It is no secret that the many of the mushrooming apartments in estates, shopping malls all over, and fuel guzzlers that are pushing us out of the roads are proceeds of corruption and money laundering. In essence, the Supreme Court in that ruling 7 days ago was emphatic, and I quote, "If you cannot explain how you acquired your wealth, then you should lose it." The country's superior judges concurred with appellate judges Philip Waki, Gatembu Kairu, and the late James Odek that the right to property protects the sweat of the brow. It does not protect property acquired through money laundering or proceeds of crime or any illegal enterprise. When an individual is alleged to have assets disproportionate to his known lawful source of income, he is asking such a person to explain and account for the unexplained disproportionate assets a violation of the constitutional protection to right of property. The answer is in the negative, end of quote. With that verdict, is it time for the multi-agency team on corruption, comprising the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, EACC, the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, and the Office of Director of Public Prosecutions, aided by the National Intelligence Service and the Asset Recovery Agency, to embark on an asset audit and smoke out those benefiting from looted public resources? Isn't it time to recover those buildings, vehicles, parcels of land, and other properties purchased through proceeds of crime and money laundering? Looting of public resources must be made painful and worthless, and the cleanup must start at the top, heading downwards. Kamata Kamata Fridays will not make sense if looted resources are not recovered. Arraigning big fish will only be good for headlines if the billions they are alleged to have mismanaged are not recovered. Today, IMF loaned us 78 billion shillings to add on to the 6 trillion shillings plus debt we have accrued as a nation. If looters of these resources, including the expensive loans, are not made to pay dearly, then we can as well legalize corruption and give medals to those who have grabbed the most. That's my punchline.